This is gonna sound really random, but pretend that you're just turning 10 years old. For this occasion, you want a big party with all your peers present to celebrate this important milestone in your life. The grown-ups, for one reason or another, don't really think this party's gonna work. But somehow, it ends up being the greatest day of your life. That's kind of what happened with the 2008 Rays for their 10-year anniversary. Known as the Devil Rays from 1998 to 2007, they were pretty awful every single year. Don't think of that as some huge roast like,
"Oh, you just got roasted, bruh."
That's just a fact. Look at these records they put up for their first 10 seasons. They were so bad early on that Everybody Hates Chris worked in a joke about them.
Like Santa Claus caused more tears than the Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
As all that losing was going on, a very slow and quiet rebuild was in progress. A few young pieces here and there, but by the start of 2008, only a small handful of players on the team were both young and productive. Carlos Pena had a monster season in 2007, while Scott Kazmir and Carl Crawford had shown flashes of being really good in the recent past. But it probably made no sense to the other 29 MLB teams that they went from 66 to 97 wins in 1 year, and basically the entire roster was great. Oh, and this former laughingstock of a team became arguably the most unexpected AL team ever to make the World Series. In 2008, the Rays had talent in every way a baseball team could have talent. Evan Longoria burst onto the scene as a rookie, along with other role players with varying levels of experience contributing too. The starting pitching was effective, especially for a group that was only starting to mature. And oh my goodness, that bullpen. Just look at some of these ERAs in the bullpen. 3 guys went at least 55 innings with an ERA under 2.25. Somehow, those 3 have a grand total of 1 lifetime All-Star appearance between them, and that one was 5 years after this season. You know how on MLB The Show, there will be times where you're just getting crushed by someone completely unexpected? That's gotta be the way baseball felt when the team with the lowest reputation in the sport just started steamrolling everyone practically overnight. That with no true superstar on the roster too. Only one player on the team finished in the top 10 for MVP voting, and he was 9th. Other than just being a very well-rounded team, how else did they turn everything around so fast? One thing's for sure, they were clutch. The 2008 Rays had 12 walk-off wins. Safe to say that good situational hitting leads to more wins. Their strengths and ways of earning wins are very similar to, if not basically the same as, the 2015 Royals. Seems as if Ben Zobrist's teams always knew a thing or two about how to hit when they needed to. When the team got to the playoffs, the pitching showed up. Out of their first 11 playoff games, they allowed 2 or fewer runs in 7 of them. On the rare occasion the other team hit well against Rays pitching, the lineup showed up too. It also helped that they brought in another arm in September of 2008 that would become important in the playoffs. David Price became a star at the end of 2008. In a small but great sample, the number 1 pick in the draft from a year earlier was put into some crazy high leverage situations, especially for a pitcher with a month of big league experience. But he delivered. He even recorded the final outs in the ALCS to knock off the defending champion Red Sox to send the Rays to the World Series. The magic carpet ride was almost complete. The Rays had reached the World Series. Only one small problem that series. The bats went cold. In the 5 games of the 2008 World Series, the Rays never scored more than 4 runs. Not ideal, especially for an American League team. The Phillies won the series quickly, but not easily. All but one game in the series was close and competitive. The Rays really could have won the World Series if they came up with a handful of more big hits like they did all year. That was sad. Let's end the video on a happy note with some more fun facts about the 2008 Rays' success. All of these are real, but may or may not have anything to do with their success. They had 8 post-game concerts at Tropicana Field that year. They won all 8 games that came before concerts. They included a variety of genres too, so maybe that contributed. The Rays played 6 games at Disney World in 2007 and 8. They won all 6. They had an online animated show about the team in which they made a bunch of real-life members of the team have superpowers and fight baseball crime. It was called The Defenders of the Game, and it was awesome.
That's gonna look great on my Facebook page.
I personally have so much nostalgia for it, and I didn't even grow up a Rays fan. Okay, quick tangent about the Defenders of the Game. They may have accidentally and rudely predicted the analytics wave of today's game.
Dr. Stat became obsessed with useless baseball trivia. Now, he uses his knowledge to try to destroy the game.
Thankfully, this villain seems less like actual analytics specialists and more like that guy from Better Call Saul.
Pop quiz, hotshots. Who was the highest paid umpire in 1888?
What about my baseball cards?
Cost of doing business.
No. I am getting those back.
Anyways, tangent over. The 2008 Rays are one of the best team turnarounds in sports history. They changed baseball in Tampa, and even if franchise ownership decides to move the team, they'll always have this magical year. While all the pieces from this team have left and the core didn't bring home a championship, there are lessons to be learned from how the Rays built a winner in the late 2000s and early 2010s. At the end of the day, if they were able to escape the 10-year period of nothingness they faced, every team has a light at the end of the tunnel.